to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. Wilson leaves this one with Penny. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a third and about 7 left.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Wilson to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 24-yard line. A good pickup there at 22. Now Wilson on first down. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. We remind you in just a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Orlando and our good friend Jonathan Coachman. Coach will run through some of the numbers and the next-gen stats from this first half of football so far. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. This is Carson. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Now it's Carson. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They run it with Carson. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on first.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
The Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. third down. Penny. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a fourth down. And Myers able to knock it through, and that will do it for this first half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter.
Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. And you know, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, put some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll play even better for you. And oh, by the way, pay off a few of those drives with some points too.
On 2nd and 10, Jackson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Andrews. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down. Now a give. This is Murray. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 11 more on that one and another first down. That one definitely helps as they try to push the ball down the field here, trailing early in the third quarter.
And even though they're trailing, not abandoning the running game. People may call it an adjustment. I think it's just much more sticking to what works for you and continuing to have faith in it. And the running game is starting to pay off.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. This is Murray.
Jordan Brooks on the tackle.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson flushed out right. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, 27 yards. And the Ravens have retaken the lead.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the lead is now 14-10. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that one
one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
Play action. Now Wilson. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Anthony Averett picks it, and he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. It's good, and it's 21-10. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. Reed going to bring it out of the end zone. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. They'll run for it with Penny. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Flush to his right. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second down and 3. They give it off here to the tight end. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A handoff to Penny. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Penny. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Here's Carson. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. The job one to pick up the first down is complete. That was a big 3rd down conversion, but they got to watch the clock. It's starting to become their enemy a bit here in a 2-score game.
Which means they have to pick up the pace, right? The tempo has to be upped. And what they do is they tell the quarterback in his helmet, hey, listen, when we pick up the first down here, tell everyone we're going. We're moving now to 2-minute offensive phase.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Justin Houston making his presence felt there in the backfield.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. To try again after the sack. Wilson, he hits his target, Lockett. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
They'll probably spend a little extra time dissecting the game film after this one. I think the part of their plan was to hit them over the top of the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
Myers' kick is good, and that'll make this an 8-point game. So we're back to a 1-score game, and now you figure we'll likely see an onside kick.
Yeah, they've only got the 1 timeout remaining, so I think they've got to take a chance of getting the ball back.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away.
Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And barring mistakes, they should be able to kneel this one out and finish it off. And there's only 1 timeout remaining on the defensive side of the ball, so that doesn't really come into play either. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Now the Seahawks forced to use their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And all the way down to the 26.
And as you saw right there, this is a guy with pretty good speed for a tight end. Nice job there, catching the short throw and turning it upfield. He could also be a weapon downfield as well.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. It doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
Here's Jackson. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Sidney Jones. And the Seahawks are right back in this football game. A critical error there in a tight game to the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you've got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
On 3rd down, Carson. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the 1st. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very